down. You're moving way too fast. I could give you all the answers, but I'd have to take them back. Watch out, you're getting in the way. I can see your lips are moving, but I don't care what they say. And relax, and get yourself on track. You're a stranger holding candy, just another heart attack. You're sick and I am tired of you. I don't know all the answers and I don't know what you should do. I wonder, have I made myself clear? Leaving in the past, I finally found a way to disappear. I don't want to power down, but what else can I do? When life breaks my heart, I pray to God that I fall in love with you. In my favorite dreams, I feel your heat, though I'm farthest from the sun. But your glowing eyes are cold as ice. You are my affiliate. And all that time I thought I'd walk these empty streets alone. I never thought I'd be with you, heading into the unknown. So far away again, my winter has begun. And I can't see when you're next to me. You are my affiliate.
Hello, good evening, ladies and gentlemen and ladies. And again, special shout out to Rain's Girl, here to help cheer PRC on. I want to thank everybody for joining me tonight. Tonight I'm bringing an exciting playoff match with Phoenix Rising Citrine versus BG 40 Seconds to Feed in Division B Southeast. And I am joined by probably one of the friendliest people in the PR organization that I can think of in the last 2 seconds. Uh, Panda 99. Hey Panda, how you doing, my friend?
Hey, Sparhawk. We're doing very well. Thank you for having me this evening.
Sure.
Looking forward to some good games tonight.
Why don't you share a little bit with our fans about yourself, who you play for, what you do in the organization, if you want to, stuff like that.
Absolutely. So I am the assistant captain for Phoenix Rising Emerald. We are another Dib B team, and we are very familiar with Citrine. We play them often, and we've definitely seen the other team 40 Seconds to Feed. So we know it's going to be a good game tonight. As far as around the org, I just kind of help out and do what I can. If anybody needs anything, I try to just jump on it. So
I heard you just got a promotion of some kind as team managers. What does that involve?
I'm not really sure yet. We're gonna explore that and find out together. So
Perfect. Okay.
I'm gonna be managing 3 teams next season for NGS.
Oh, perfect. All right. Okay, so we have 1 minute to go. Panda's echoing? How the hell is he echoing? All right, let me fix that a little bit. And we'll see if that isn't fixed better. We'll see if that fixes it. Okay, so I'm going to, if you would like to let the teams know that the casters are ready. Oh, looks like we're getting right into the draft. So let's bring that up. And as you saw, we are going to Dragonshire, which was picked by 40 Seconds to Feed. Oh, I have to get you up here on my screen. There we go. There we are.
So Spar, as an offlaner, what do you like to play on this map?
Dragonshire? I really want to perfect my Rexar. Other than that, I really don't have an issue with a Gazlo or a Diva. Zool, not so much for this map because he doesn't really get a lot of value and he gets picked on by other offlaners. Leoric is pretty good. I don't play Malthael. And of course, I'd always bring my favorite Deathwing to the offlane, and I just make him melee and just cause havoc on whoever goes against me.
That is always a good choice. Do you think we're going to see a Rexar?
If it doesn't get banned, I would expect to. I'm not sure about Citrine. I mean, Asmochad has such a diverse hero pool, and with that Sonya ban, that's already trying to limit who he can choose. But I don't think you can lock out Asmochad when it comes to his offlaners. And I think he does play Rexar. And I'm not sure who the offlaner is for 40 Seconds to Feed, so I apologize. Deathwing fits in any situation random. That's why I say Deathwing. I mean, he can be in the 4-man, he can be off on his own. Well, I can. I have a lot of fun playing Deathwing. He's like my favorite hero.
So I have a little secret on Asmochad. He is actually deathly afraid of Murky. He actually will borderline log off if he sees a Murky on the other team in the off lane.
Now, is that troll or is that truth?
No, that's 100% truth. He's very, very, very afraid of the little green man.
I always think Murky should get the... they should need to reach out to Warner Brothers and get the green Martian skin for him.
Pretty traditional bands coming out.
I agree.
Brightwing's a great band for this map, just because as an offlaner, you never want to get that extra presence in the offlane.
What do you think of the first pick, Falstad? I mean, lots of mobility.
It's a great first pick. It's even with the ban talent in NGS, he still is extremely strong. And then you have the Kael'thas and the Lucio on the other side. So pretty tame draft so far. Nothing spicy yet.
Yeah, I'm surprised that for the mages that especially in this division that Kael'thas is still popular. I mean, it's quite common to see him in the lower divisions like D and E, just with the caliber of players. I mean, but again, Kael'thas is just an all-around super strong mage. And we have... Go ahead.
I like the Kael'thas to a certain degree because he's got good wave clear. He's got a little bit of CC. He can play back pretty far, and then any fights on the point itself, the bomb spread usually can be fairly strong. So I understand it. It's not we don't see it as much in our division, but it's a solid pickup. And then you've got the Kira ban, which is a really good ban on this map.
So that's almost making me think they may try and take the Gazlo. Because in my experience, when I go against Gazlo players and I get the opportunity to take Kira, I mean, I wreck Gazlo. What are your thoughts at this level, though?
They could. Kira is just oppressive in the off lane between the damage and the self-sustain.
Correct.
It is an extremely tough matchup for most heroes. And then you saw the Diva ban, which probably leads me to believe what Chad is going to be picking.
Me as well. So it looks like Tetcher is going Urel, and they're taking a Nubrak as their tank to help counter the ETC. So they do have quite a few interrupts if Rain chooses to go Mosh Pit. However, with Lamort picking up the Malfurion, if he goes the sleep route at 1, that could have a big impact on locking people down. And I was kind of expecting the Malthael. I don't know about you.
100%. When you see a Diva ban, Malthael usually for Chad is coming very quickly after.
And I really like this. I really like the Sylvanas as well.
Yeah, that's a really just strong pick across the board. I love the Anubrak pick on the other side though, because they have some options with that web. They can web the tank and just fight past. They could web Malfurion. They could take out a DPS. It gives them a lot of options for team fights.
Oh, spicy! The X factor of the game, Valera. I have to say that.
Yeah, that is a really good pickup. There's nothing worse on this map for an offlaner and even for the group than a Zeratul or a Valera.
I 100% agree. So what we're going to do as we get into the game is we'll call the teams, and then I'm going to have Panda go over just the basics of how the map works while I start my prediction for Game 1. And if you're not a follower, please follow. It costs you nothing and helps me greatly. And you can also use your channel points to make bids on who you think is going to win. And I will do a prediction for each and every game. And I'm not biased, so I'm hoping for 3 games. Alright, so let's get into the game. And you can do Phoenix Rising if you'd like to.
For combat.
Absolutely. We have Rain on ETC. We have Lamort on Malfurion. Asmo Chad on that Malthael. Stoic on Sylvanas. And Ace on Falstad.
And on the other side, we have McGivels on Kael'thas, Linehouse on Urel, Tetcher on Lucio,
Battle commencing.
Snagging a House and Valera, and Jinxie Cat playing the Anubarak. Good luck, have fun, and just give everybody like a 20-second overlay on how to play Dragonshire if they are new to Heroes of the Storm while I start my prediction, please.
Sure. So Dragonshire is a 3-lane map, and both objectives are top and bottom lane, and then the cap for those objectives is in the mid lane at the dragon statue itself. Teams prioritize different things on this map. Some teams like to do a 1-3-1 where they keep 3 people mid, put 1 top, put 1 bot. Other teams, as you can kind of see, like to prioritize the bot lane. The bot lane does have 3 camps on it that can push, 2 siege camps and 1 bruiser camp. So, we'll kind of see where the priorities are. We should see Valera rotating up and down on this map, and I can see she's already potentially looking for something, but maybe just bailed out a bit.
All right. Right now, it's just basic action, collecting experience. I will I think I have to give the initial clearing to 40 seconds to feed, probably until Stoic gets level 4. And nothing really unusual stands out. We have Prog Rock for the ETC, and we do have this Emerald Dream, so the sleep. If all said, going the Frequent Flyer. Kael'thas going with the Mana Addict. I always like that one. And Accelerando for the Lucio. So, yeah, nothing so far out of the ordinary for the picks, so that might change.
Yep. And it looks like 40 seconds to feed is a little bit quicker on map rotations and the camp as well. So you see them, they're already starting to camp bot. Looks like Urel has got top, so there should be a little bit of a fight coming up mid.
All right, I think Urel's going to let Asmachad have top control for now. Stoic just clearing these minions away, so that's going to counter pressure. So I want to try to stay, I'm going to stay in the mid, but I really like focusing on the altars. And it looks like the rotation is coming down. So really smart play by Stoic to not get caught out.
Yeah.
Good communication so far.
He saw the Valera coming in.
Yes. It's not the old days, when if you were stealth, you were stealth. Now, unless you're standing still, you're not actually stealth. And I think that's actually one of the better changes to the stealth heroes that we have, like Valera, Nova, Zeratul. Just to give you that one moment of, oh crap, you can move away or counter it. What are your thoughts on the change? So, Spectrum 20XX says that Falstead is the X factor for Phoenix Rising, and he agrees that Valera is the X factor for 40 seconds to feed. What are your thoughts? I agree with both those as X factors. Oh, he may have to step away for a second. Right now, both shrines are controlled. However, we have Lamort and Rain holding the mid lane, so now it's just a hero duel. Asmachad able to stall. They are coming after him. It looks like they are focusing on the Valera. Rain coming in with a knockback and a stun. First blood going over to the side of PRC. Taking a Valera. Hey, Drapes, how you doing, my friend? Nice to see you with us tonight. Oh, you're totally fine.
Had a little bit of mic trouble.
Yeah, I'm glad you're back.
Oh, and Urel goes down.
So second blood for the side of PRC. And looking at the bets, come on, people. We have people betting on Phoenix Rising. There's no one for 40 seconds to feed in the audience. Somebody must be willing to want to put some points onto them.
Citrine's definitely getting bottom control back, and it looks like
they'll lose top.
Valera's going to get top back. So Spart, what level do you think we'll see the first dragon?
Honestly, I'd say 10. Usually about 6 minutes in. Oh, and this is a gank onto the onto the Kael'thas.
Yeah, you probably don't want to be the lone person on one of the caps as Kael'thas.
Not if you're a mage, no. And that just showed them why. Hey, Bad Soda. Hope you're doing well tonight. Hey, Rogers. Welcome to the chat, buddy. Wow, I have one moderator co-casting with me, my other two moderators in the chat. That's like the first in a long time.
One thing that I'm noticing here is the Valera is doing a lot of clearing and experience soaking mid, but they're not getting really a lot of rotations on ganks for anything.
No, I 100% agree with you. And I'm not going to lie, I am surprised. I mean, if I was going to bring a Valera into my comp, I myself would like to bring an Abathur. You know, I play Abathur, and I mean, you go Abathur Valera with
Hero slain.
Urel goes down again. Level 10s are online. Would you like to tell everybody the level 10s for Phoenix Rising? Well, we have this moment.
We have Mosh for ETC. We have Twilight Dream for Malfurion. Malthael picked up Last Rites. Sylvanas picked up Wailing Arrow, not Mind Control. And then Ace picked up Gust like a good little Falstad.
Oh, they pig off the Lucio, and Rain manages to escape. Nice job, PRC. Valera able to take the top one to get the channel, but that's not going to last. 10 seconds till the healer's back. While I have this opportunity, we have Pyroblast for Kael'thas. We have I don't know yet for Urel. I'll get back to it. Sound Barrier for the Lucio. Cloak of Shadows and Cocoon. And Urel did go Ardent Defender, which is pretty much a given, I would think, for Urel players. So now we are at 10, and I think now that the death timers are reaching closer to late 20s, like 25 seconds, 30 seconds. I think both teams are going to start trying to look to take that advantage. And I think 40 seconds to feed really want to try and take advantage before 13 comes online for Phoenix Rising.
Yeah, they've got to look for a fight here before 13. Otherwise, they're almost actually over a full level behind. You know, they're missing some camps. They do have a gank on Stoic bot lane, though.
They do get their first kill, and it is against Sylvanas. And Rogers says, I thought Panda refused to cast any KT games going non-convection.
You know what? That actually is true. I'm going to have to leave now. Goodbye.
No, that's totally fine.
Man's got to have principles. Looks like...
If you want, you can mute yourself for the rest of the game, but that's, I mean, you're not leaving.
Yeah, they are swapping again. However, 40 seconds speed is looking for something here. Whether somebody rotates through there, we'll see. They do catch
big
the
focus on the noob. Sound barrier goes out. No deaths on that one. 13 has been reached for Phoenix Rising, and we are at 8.5 minutes and still no Dragon Knight, which means whichever team picks up the first one, hey, Corrosive, is definitely going to have a stronger Dragon Knight, which I really respect. I mean, I have more value for a later game Dragon Knight than I do like when some teams grab it at 4 minutes. I mean, it does some work. I think
Valera.
Pops are unstoppable. Gets caught by the root. And Valera's down for 26 seconds. So now that does give the advantage over to the side of PRC. If they can get one more gank here, they can have a really good attempt at the Dragon Knight. However, 40 seconds of feed backs off. What are your thoughts on what we're watching so far? You enjoying it?
Yeah, I think it's definitely a little bit more macro focused on this map right now with the teams. 40 seconds speed is doing a really good job of counter capping, especially when they lose somebody. You know, I'm a little surprised there hasn't been a Dragon Knight yet.
The Mosh gets booped away. Nice play by McGibbles to interrupt it. However, it did buy enough time to secure the kill on Lucio again. And Malthael is going to be capturing top shrine, so Blue will have control of the dragon.
I like what
and
they're
he
doing.
spots. Go ahead.
They're not rushing to the dragon. They're just going to take down structures.
And really nice play by Asmachad against the Urel and the Valera to get away safely. And as Phoenix Rising does manage to take the first fort of the game, and now taking the bottom Bruiser camp.
And this is just going to put more and more pressure on that bot lane. which is a very important lane on this map. 40 seconds doesn't have anywhere to run back to in safety on the bot lane anymore.
And 16's about to be online.
Oh. Good hit on Rain. Rain could be in a little bit of trouble here.
Pyroblast coming out.
He's going to live, but he's going to be pretty darn low.
Nice fight for 40 seconds to feed, I have to say. No argument with that. However, they do have to attend to this camp in the bottom because that mage putting that shield on all those minions, they're just getting some work done. However, Urel showed up. Won't have much of a problem taking care of it. Get it done rather quickly.
Yeah, but they've got the dragon.
Once they saw that Urel, they knew they had the 5 versus 4 advantage. And I really, really like the positioning that Azmachad's taking with the Dragon Knight going far top, so he's not getting hit by both towers. That's one of my pet peeves when people take a Dragon Knight and they decide that they want to stand in the middle and hit the gate, and then all of a sudden you're like, well, why did Dragon Knight die? And you're like, well, you did get hit by 2 towers.
Yeah, they're getting some decent value out of it. Looks like 40 seconds speed is looking to fight past it though, which is really smart. The Dragon's great at taking structures. It's really good in team fights. The Gust on the Kael'thas.
Soundberry though.
Yep.
Big Mosh goes out, gets interrupted again. It looks like they are trying to focus, and they're going to get Valera again.
Valera, yeah. And they're probably getting the Urel right here too.
I mean, they have 16 and
16s.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, it's a tough place to fight, down 16s. I think when they lost the middle fort, they probably should have just let it go.
And yes, for those of you in chat, I made a promise because I had asked the organization to support my YouTube channel because I post every video I make there onto my YouTube as opposed to keeping them on Twitch. And so I was asking people to go to my YouTube and follow. And also with the voting process, I kind of got talked into, if PRC wins tonight, I will show feet.
Well, I think Danny will be very happy to see that over on his MF CEO Twitch account.
Oh, is that Danny? Hey, bud.
So I think 40 seconds to feed right now just needs to try to get some map control back. They need to get the lanes pushed out a little bit. And this camp will help. I think this might be the first time they've actually taken this camp all game.
I think you're right. So double bruiser camps marching their way.
Power gathers within the shrines.
Citrine getting ready just to run it down top.
Dragon Knight.
Looks like they're trying to set up a bit of a bush party.
Yep.
And having Azmachad as the worm on the proverbial fishing hook, so to speak.
Yeah, I like that
Here
the
they
team,
come.
They are rotating safe. And they do have a fort back there. But they don't have Urel.
There must always be a Dragon Knight. But will it be?
And Sylvanas using her trait to turn off the building, so this fort is gone. The well is down as well. So this is going to be a bit harder to keep recapturing without that healing well that Phoenix Rising has on their side.
They are in a little bit of a hole. We'll see if 40 seconds can dig themselves out. They do really need to look for a fight here, though, as a group. 20s are approaching for Citrine, and this is going to be their last chance. But they're missing Kael'thas and Urel.
However, we got a Cocoon. It doesn't do much. They did secure the Anubarak kill. Citrine just coming out to play, displaying great teamwork. The rotations seem to be absolutely on point. They have the top. Falset's flying to the bottom. And with Anubarak down...
going to be in time to interrupt that with the cap.
Nope. Now, what do you think they're going to do? Are they going to push mid? Or do you think they're just going to go right to bottom and try and take that bottom down for win condition?
I think they'll go bottom. Obviously, they've got the front wall and the front gate down. They can go straight on keep. They should get the keep relatively easy here, especially with Sylvanas. And if they get a kill or two, that's probably going to be game.
Now, let me ask you. Now, I understand the basics. For the people who may not understand why do so many teams of so many different divisions want to focus on the bottom keep as opposed to the mid keep for the shorter distance for the Dragon Knight to actually do damage?
Oh, Lucio goes down, and the Mosh gets the Anubarak as well during that. So I think
You're
this
out.
is gonna be game.
Oh, big wind tunnel.
And a huge wind tunnel.
This looks like GG.
So, to answer your question about the bot lane, because there are 3 camps down there, the push power in that lane tends to be stronger. Plus, it's a contested lane with the objective down there. So, if you can get the fountain down, if you can get the structure down, it gives your team a really big boost. Citrine played that pretty flawlessly. They just executed the macro. They were on top of all the camps, and they kind of bullied it. They didn't let that Valera really get a foothold.
So how much of a hard time do you think Citrine is giving Stoic for being the feeder the last game with that one death?
I mean, there were a couple others that were almost kills for them too, or deaths for them. So I think BG 40 seconds to feed will come back with maybe a little bit better of a draft.
Right.
I feel like the draft was okay. It just maybe wasn't used the way that they would have liked to use it.
Okay, so what I like to do at the end of a game is pick who I would consider to be the MVP. And we can both have our own MVPs. It's just who we choose. And for me, I think I'm going to give it... I think I want to give it to Asmachad for the offlane, but I was thinking I'm going to give it to Falstead. I think the Falstead plays were really smart. He utilized his gust really effectively for disengages and to trap people. Who would you pick as your MVP?
You know, I'm going to actually look at Lamort. Lamort had quite a few really good routes. Caught a couple people, caught the Valera just out of the blue, naked root sleep combo. That was, I think, very frustrating for the other team to deal with. And I think that they gained some respect for Malfurion.
Right. Okay, while we have this quick break, guys, I'm just going to throw a quick commercial because that's what I have to do to help try and generate revenue for my stream. So we will be right back in about 30 seconds. And in the meantime, I will also do the prediction outcome. Okay, I think we are back. Let me look and see if we have a new posting yet. Nope, not yet. Oops, what am I doing?
Now, Spar, you know what would have changed that game?
Having you play it?
No.
Okay, good.
What would have changed it would have been Convection. Convection Kael'thas just strikes fear into every team in the NGS.
No, I would agree with you, right? I mean, I'm a big fan of Mana Addict. However, Convection KT, I mean, it helps if you go Flame Strike build, you know, especially 16, and you know, or you know, so I would agree with you to a point. But like I said, in my opinion, I think there was just other mages that could have been utilized that could have accomplished the same, such as like a Li Ming. Or with the Valera, an Orphea would have been pretty decent. Or even a Chromie for slowing sands on objectives, the time traps to help set up their engagements. I mean,
I actually thought the Kael'thas did just fine for them. I mean, to be honest, it was probably one of the more effective heroes on their team comp. The Valera just never really got off the ground. That's meant to terrorize the solo laner. It's meant to come down and terrorize the bot lane because ideally you don't know where the Valera is ever. They were showing a lot on the map. They were clearing minions a lot instead of just, you know, stealth soaking. They even got ganked, I think, much more than they actually tried to gank somebody. So I was pretty okay with the Kael'thas, all Convection jokes aside.
All right, and we're bringing up. We do have our lobby. I'll bring up the next map for everybody. Congrats to Fluffy for winning 2.3 thousand channel points. Please don't make me change another word. A lot of my fans like changing words, so I have to call certain camps, specific things now until somebody changes, because I respect my fans, and if they want to spend the bits to do it, I do it. We are going to Cursed Hollow, which was picked by Phoenix Rising Citrine, so that means first pick in the draft is going to 40 Seconds to Feed. Just let them know they're ready. Yep. And we will get into this draft once it starts. In the meantime,
you know what's nice about BG 40 Seconds to Feed?
What's that?
Half of them are streamers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, streamers. So they're so nice. They check with you, make sure everything's going okay on the stream.
Yep. I respect them all. All right, so now let's get into our draft. Cursed Hollow. As you draft with your team for this map, what are you hoping to pick up? Of course, you want the heroes who can fly, teleport, burrow, to give you that off-man advantage. So, do you expect to see a lot of those heroes banned, or do you think they'll be picked up? Or
if I were BG 40 Seconds to Feed, I would leave a couple of them open. Their first pick, I would try to line up and maybe get the false stat themselves. Again, ideally, this map is a very macro-heavy map. You can ignore the objective, a couple times. You can even give it a full objective over and give a cursed up. It's not the end of the world if you're doing something on this map. Whether it's running Vikings or running down Asmo or a Dahaka, But if I'm BG 40 Seconds to Feed, I'm looking for false stat.
I agree. Now, if you couldn't get a false stat, they're even banning it just to make sure. So they're going a different route.
They took care of it, so they may have something up their sleeve.
Now, do you think Citrine wants to ban Brightwing in this phase so they don't first pick Brightwing? Because Brightwing is super strong on this map.
I think they could. They banned it last map because, obviously it's a really strong hero on Dragonshire. The Diva, so I think Chad is going to be baiting them into potentially the Malthael trap.
Okay.
Chad's hero pool is just too large.
Yeah,
he can kind of do things like this, where he's going to make it look like he's picking one thing and go with another.
Good evening, Bad Soda. Welcome to the stream. I don't recognize your name, so if you've been here before, my apologies. Hey, Drapes. Panda doesn't have a cam, so he's not showing feet. However, he will show you a bird if you ask nicely. And hello.
I'll do it for me.
Hello, Miss Wind-Up Bird. It's always nice to see you. I hope you are doing well this evening.
Really strong Chromie pick. First pick for BG 40 Seconds to Feed.
What do you think on the Hogger Deckard, though? I mean, that's some serious control. And Asmachad showing no fear of taking Hogger first pick.
I love it. I think the Hogger pick is a great pick. Deckard, I really, really like. I think Deckard is low-key, very underrated. It's extremely hard to engage into a Deckard. Just between the slow and the root and the sleep.
Boot Billy.
Can be a little bit tough.
Sorry, I just want to say, Boot Billy, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. And as well, anybody else who is new to my stream, please leave a follow, earn some channel points so you can make predictions. It doesn't cost you anything. It helps me out phenomenally and makes me respect people even more than I already do. And again, I'll be doing a prediction as soon as the game starts, as Panda gives his little 20-second overlay on how to play Cursed Hollow for people who aren't sure. And then I'll do the prediction. And again, I want everybody to win points. So, is there the opportunity of a domination here, or does 40 Seconds to Feed come back and pull off the W?
All right. And McGiblets and Tetcher picked up the Brightwing and the Gazlo, which are really strong picks. And then you saw the Diablo and the Cassia both get banned.
Right.
So, if I'm Rain, I would imagine he may be looking for a Johanna, something with an unstoppable.
Well, Sanjius, thank you for the follow. Oh, May and Samuro.
Okay.
Ooh.
I know what they're up to here.
Well, don't share it yet.
We've got a delay.
And I know Stoic's a DPS, so I don't think he plays Abathur, so I don't think we're going to be seeing 6 Samuros in this match.
You're gonna see a swap on the side of Citrine.
Oh, if you're calling the swap?
Yeah, they're gonna swap out the Samuro. The Dahaka, which is a very strong pickup on this map. The Arthas.
Hey, Drapes.
That could be some tough sledding.
Hey,
it's
Drapes.
good for the Samuro.
Drape, one sec. Drapes, do me a favor and ban that bot that just showed up. Hey, Fujin. Or Rogers, if one of you can ban that VN David JK12 for me, that would be great.
What are we seeing last year?
Oh, Rainer.
Good old Jimmy.
Thank you, Drapes.
Let's see when the Samuro switches over.
You're thinking Ace and Asmachad are going to swap?
Yeah.
Really? Wow.
How dramatic are they going to be on it? Oh, okay. This is new.
Ooh, okay.
They have literally picked up each other's heroes doing this.
Let's get into the game. All right. Would you like to call out Phoenix Rising for me?
Yeah, absolutely. Just waiting for the game to load up.
Oh, okay. You could just go off the loading screen.
Okay. We've got Rain on May, Lamort on Deckard, Asmochad on Hogger, Stoic on Rainer, and Ace on Samuro.
And on the red side, oh, they forgot to swap heroes.
Yeah. Is that allowed if they forget to?
Then
Luckily,
it is.
I think the other team is a very nice team that will probably let them do that.
Yes. If 1 second, let me go back to a different. Let's go back to the map pick. If both teams agree, and I know Jinxie and Tetcher and all them, they're a great bunch of people, so I know they're going to do it. However, they could have said, "No, you're stuck," and that has to be brought up within the first 2 minutes of the game, and after that, there's nothing you can do.
That is a great show of sportsmanship there, because
I'm
going to be honest, if that was our team, I probably would say, hey, we're not entitled to change it out for you.
And they
especially in playoffs.
And
playoffs
they did have
people a little bit more stricter with the rules.
And they did have 25 seconds for the swap, right? So it's not like they were trying to wait till last minute, and it bit them in the ass. So for me, I just give kudos to the integrity of 40 seconds to feed in allowing them to do this.
Absolutely,
because again,
that is a good on them, and that's a boo boo on Citrine's. I mean, I knew it was coming. Their own team should know that they need to flip it.
Yeah, and we have our map back up. Just let me bring up my screen, play some music for a little bit. Well, they'll be going into a draft. They'll just fly through the draft. They probably won't even do it, so I'll just play my trumpet. And I would expect them to just they don't necessarily have to do the bands if they don't want to, because I do have the bands already recorded on my stream from their first choice.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, everybody's in there, and that is what they are going to do.
That's nice. It definitely speeds up the process. Spar, if you can give me 1 second, I've just got to run something over to
Yep.
the other side of the house.
No, that's totally fine. I can take care of this. We're good. Alright, so we are getting back into the game. Let me bring it up. We have May, played by Rain, Lamort Undeckard, Asmachado Samuro, Stoic, playing Rainer, Hogger, played by Ace. And for 40 seconds, Linehouse on to Haka, Snaganez is on Chromie, Jinx Cat on Arthas, McGibbles on the Brightwing, and Tetcher playing the Gazlo.
Heroes.
So we're just going to go to the middle. Let's zoom out. Oops. And of course I do this.
Plan. Strip enemy flesh from bones.
Too many buttons being hit at once. We get 17 seconds, so I'm quickly going to jump over and start the prediction. I'll be right back.
The battle.
And again, really respectful on the side of 40 seconds to feed to allow them to do that. Alright, I get my prediction out there, and then we'll get some game volume in. Give it 2 minutes. There we go. Back to the channel. Alright.
Alright, Spar, I know you missed me. Looks like a
Perfect
big
timing.
old fight mid, though.
Yeah, it was. Look at it. There we go. Now I'm zoomed out. And Paco Zanova says, Stoic took my Jimmy. And no, the rule that I stated is when there's a winner's after the winner's interview is when I will do the foot thing. I am not doing it during game. I am not going to be a distraction for any team or anybody watching, right? I want everybody and also everybody, there is a second game happening tonight. Being casted by my friend Sexy Exy. So if you would like to catch the second game of the evening, stay tuned, and we're gonna go raid party him and say hi to him and his fans. He's a good guy, so I just want to help support his channel as well.
So Ace on the Hogger just goes over and solos the Bruiser camp and takes that first, which is really smart. And they also get their siege camp for Citrine. BG 40 seconds to feed, a little bit behind on the camp, so they've got the siege, and they did it first, which is correct because the curse is bot lane.
Are you
But
surprised
they're
that
not
May's in the
looking at
bottom?
their Bruiser yet.
Are you surprised that Rain is in the bottom going against the Gazelle player?
Not really. Hogger is relatively beefy. He can serve as kind of a bruiser tank. And he's playing it pretty safe and just kind of trying to poke and maybe get a stun off of one of the walls.
Very well,
So
they
they're
did take
just
down.
going to push this and see what they can get. Now Gazlo is coming up for that bruiser camp. They do need to maybe be careful about a potential invade.
Then I have to apologize to everybody. Fujin is a moderator as well as part of the NGS. So if she's telling me that showing my feet is a TOS violation, I cannot do that. My apologies. I'm not
Now,
going to...
I'm gonna come in here and help with the rules. I believe she's referring to Twitch, but feet is not a Twitch violation as long as it's not done in a sexual manner.
Oh, okay. Is that what you were referring to, Fujin? Was Twitch terms of service? I mean, Drape showed his feet, and he hasn't been banned yet. But Twitch probably never wanted to look at that video.
Drapes has some lovely feet. The bruiser goes out.
Oh,
It is
Chromie
time
goes
for-
down.
Chromie
First
goes
blood.
down.
Oh, I'm willing to take the, if I get a warning strike. Heck, when I start my stream and accidentally have a song that has vocals in it, even though I use Pretzel Rocks, which is a DMC-free site for streamers to use for music, then they still, if there's lyrics and it doesn't come up as a Pretzel Rock, they still mute my first song, which I find really pet peeving. So if that's all it is, then yeah, I have no problems. I'll do my foot for the Twitch stream.
first tribute goes over to Citrine. Unfortunately, losing the Chromie, they lost all their poke.
Yes. And Samuro was just, I think he's doing a really good job at really trying to keep the doubles up going. He's got about a half level of lead. And there's a lot of pressure bottom. I mean, the mid wall was taken down with both towers, and now the bottom wall is taken down. Next tribute is spawning, slightly on the side of what you would say PRC or Citrine's side. However, it's all about positioning, and both are on the same talent here.
Yeah, and you know, I'm looking at Dahaka's build now. He is going a Dark Swarm build, which isn't a bad build, but one of the main perks of that is 50 spell armor. There's not a lot of spell armor on the side of
No, there is
Citrine.
not. And Chromie goes down again.
Yeah, the Chromie's having some trouble here. I think the Chromie needs to stay a little bit further back and use that range. Dahaka's going to come up there and try to stall Rain out as safely as possible. Jinxie Cat's a little bit low coming in, but Brightwing will get the Z.
Really nice phase shift, catching both those people.
Yeah,
Good health.
they've caught Rain a little bit, making him burn the Unstoppable.
When Polly goes out onto Asmachat.
That's a good poly. It's good to control the Smurl with the poly before he can get the clones off.
But look at this cheekiness. All they're doing is stalling. Let's go see what's happening in the bottom lane. Boss taken. Hogger, Lamort, Stoic take the boss, and the rest of the team just stall. Like Asmachat and Rain.
Perk of having Hogger. Those camps and bosses die real fast, and actually, BG 40 seconds, they're going to give up the tribute now to go deal with the boss.
Wow. Really well played by Asmachat and Rain. I mean, kudos on the stall, kudos on the boss call, and it's going to give him a really good advantage.
Citrine is definitely big brain in this. Ace in a little bit of trouble down here, but he's just going to Hortipult out, and he's fine.
Would you like to call the level 10 talents for the side of Phoenix Rising Citrine for me?
Absolutely. May has picked up Ice Wall. Deckard has picked up Stay a While, Listen. Samuro picked up Blade Storm for that extra wave clear. Raynor picked up Hyperion, and Hogger picked up the Hortipult. So Hogger is going to be a handful for that backline with that Hortipult.
And we do have our next tribute spawning. Just as, again, Raynor just goes in and solos that camp. They are so confident, PRC is, in regards to sending people in to solo a camp. You know, it's really awesome to see a team that knows what they can and can't do at a certain point. Really impressive to watch.
100%. I'm a little surprised Citrine's not looking at the top boss here. They don't really need to go for this tribute. And BG 40 seconds really has to defend it, so they need to have a couple bodies down there at least.
Hyperion goes out, Stoic does go down though. Big ice wall, followed up by a root. Asmachat might be a little, oh, he does manage to get away. Ace is able to get away. I think they are going to give this one up. You lose a hero, but if they can reverse and get a kill, then they do give it up. 2-1 in favor of PRC. And in regards to Fujin's statement, she is absolutely correct. The Coastal and Grand Finals are best of 5. We do have a pause on the side of 40 seconds, so give me 1 second to change screens because you guys don't need to see what's going on, because that's just who I am. I'm a sneaky little bugger that way. I'll put some music on for you though.
So Spar,
Yeah.
what do you think is the deciding factor right now in this game? What's giving Citrine the huge advantage?
I think it is the knowledge of the heroes. I mean, like I say, early in the game, Hogger just goes off on his own Souls Bruiser camp. You know, they're able to send one person to take a camp, and the rest of the team is able to focus on getting other things, like keeping Soak up. You know, I mean, they've taken down almost all the forts except the one in the mid, and they're playing as a team. They're looking for their picks, for their advantages. And I would agree with what you said as to why they just didn't give up that tribute and go 40 seconds boss. Maybe they were hoping they'd be able to get a kill before Stoic went down. But all in all, I just think... Okay, so at least we know what's going on. But yeah, I mean, I think Citrine's playing their game. I mean, I think they're probably one of the most coordinated teams in the Phoenix Rising organization. These guys practice and play together all the time, much like Emerald does. So I think they just gel so well and are so confident in each other's ability that they're able to take these, what other people would consider risks. What do you think?
Yeah, well, I think they're a very cohesive team. They're very organized. You know, they may be second to Emerald as far as being that highly organized. You know, I'd like to think that we are a little bit above that, and they'll enjoy this portion of the VOD, I'm sure. So, trolling aside, yeah, you know, I think the other problem too is Citrine is really running down the map. They had a really good draft, and they're executing that draft very well. BG 40 seconds to feed. Their draft is a little lacking.
I would agree.
The Dahaka is a good pick. The Gazlo is potentially a good pick, but a lot of their damage is wrapped up in Gazlo Chromie. And with the Gazlo Chromie, most of it is going to be damage coming off of their abilities, especially with the Gazlo build. You know, it's a turret build right now, actually, and Robo Goblin. So I didn't notice that earlier, and I'm very surprised with that.
Yeah, I was just going to go over the level 10s when the pause happened. But I'll do it now, so everybody, when we get back, you'll be able to see them, but I'll let you know. Dahaka took Isolation. We already saw the Slowing Sands. We have Army of the Dead for the Arthas player. We have the Blink Heal. And, again, Robo-Goblin as opposed to Grab-A-Bomb, which, I mean, I don't know. I think their team setup for their blow-up potential would really rely on, like, you put a sand trap, and you can trap 3 people, and then you Grab-A-Bomb them. I mean, the Arthas diving in there, that could be a lot of damage. But
yeah,
go ahead.
As a Gazlo player, I hate it. I absolutely hate that Robo Goblin pick. Given the zoning potential with May and having a blind and Deckard, I don't see Gazlo getting in there doing much work at all.
Oh, this is not good. Oh, this is not good. Okay, so we're going to get a countdown, and unfortunately Jinxie has internet outage for 2 hours, so 40 seconds to feed is going to be playing with a bot Arthas. And here we go back into the game.
I mean, maybe it could be a really good bot.
Sometimes it happens. Alright, so close that down. Turn the music down, get back into the game.
That's really unfortunate, though.
I hate to see it in playoffs.
Yeah, and you know, just because they lost 3 forts, the game really isn't even close to being over necessarily.
No, it's not. And honestly, I don't really, I wouldn't really, I'm not going to argue with if you had a bot of everyone on the team. I think Arthas is probably the best bot that you could have.
Yeah, I mean, it's right now the Arthas bot is really enjoying fighting the clone.
Yes. He's warming up, right? He needs to get ready for his action.
Yeah, unfortunately, with the tank being a bot, it's really hard to get the tank to go in there and actually engage.
Yes.
Meanwhile, Hogger is just going to look to Hortapult in and play with Chromie. Good time trap, though.
And they are picking on that bot, that's for sure.
Yes.
Well, they're not really trying to. They're killing it because it's an opponent. I don't think they were really focused on it, which is respectful. And I do know that Citrine, when this was announced, they felt really bad about it. But it's too far into the game to change.
Yeah, unfortunately, but I think Citrine is going to do the humane thing and just
try to
end it quickly.
Yeah. Very good point, Fujin. Arthas is a frost knight and he doesn't need to warm up. That's right. It's just... I mean, I feel bad for 40 seconds. I mean, I know Jinxie had internet issues over the weekend, so apparently she's still having them. So it's a shame. However, you still gotta play out the game, and W is W.
Yeah, you hate to see a season end like this, but you know, Citrine was doing some great work before the internet went out and had pretty much full control of the map. So, you know, I feel like they earned their victory no matter what.
Yes. I mean, I thought, you know, from what I was seeing, I thought PRC was going to take it. Again, it's just a shame that you have to lose to a bot. But you know, that is the game. That is how esports works when you're online. If you're not playing a LAN event. Okay, so it looked like Stoic was the feeder again with 1 death.
Seems to be his lucky number.
I mean, for me, I don't even have to think about it. My MVP is going to be Hogger. I think Ace just deserves it. What are your thoughts?
I would agree 100%. The effect that Hogger had on that map with just the ease of taking the camps and the boss with a very small group and then getting into that backline was just really nasty.
I 100% agree. All right, so we are joined by Rain, so I'm going to go to our fireside so we can sit and have a relaxing chat. Congratulations, Rain, on your victory and moving forward in the playoffs. How's the team feeling?
We feel good, for sure. Kind of sucks that Jinxie had to leave there. That was pretty unfortunate. But other than that, it went super clean, and we're pretty excited about that.
Yeah, it's a sad way to earn a victory. I just felt that you guys were playing so strong in that final map. I just had you... I figured you guys would have been pegged to probably take the W, unless something miraculous occurred for 40 seconds, and that does happen in Heroes of the Storm. I'm going to let Panda ask a couple of questions just so I can finish off my prediction results for everybody. Go ahead, Panda. Now's your time to be a pain.
Absolutely. So, Chad, I'm glad you got over your fear of Murky by not having to face Murky this series. Did that feel good, not having to see the little green man?
The little... It was... Finally, instead of seeing a green man, I played a green man.
And you did really well at it.
I think that's one step towards conquering your fear of the little green man. You know, Chad actually messaged me before the game and told me he was very worried about Murky coming up, and you know, he might have to leave the game.
Yeah, I did my scouting.
You always do. Were you guys surprised that you got a lot of your comfort picks?
That's the trick. They're all comfort picks.
Yeah, that is true.
You guys do have a very deep hero pool for the entire team, so that is a really nice luxury to have.
It's great. We played together so long that we've really just avoided, well, I would say avoided doubling up, but we do double up a little bit. Essentially, we've spread out so that way someone can cover anything, which has been great.
Okay, I want to... Let's go to the first map with Dragonshire. I'm sure you guys are happy with what you picked up. Now, was it your intention to try and delay the Dragon Knight as long as you could to make it more powerful, or were you guys just playing the map and if you got the Dragon Knight, you got it? If you didn't, what were your thoughts before you picked up that first Dragon Knight and how you played the first part of the map?
Dragon's a trap, especially early. So it's like, if it happens, if we happen to have the stars align and we get a chance to channel, sure, we'll take it. Why not? But it's not a big priority for us, especially against a team like that. With the strength of their team really was their early game CC and their ability to kind of lock down and kill one person. We just needed to play around that and punish their low wave clear sort of thing, and low camp clear by essentially just running around the map and really using our wave advantage to allow us to move around in ways they couldn't keep up with to generate advantage that way. And so eventually, as long as we played around their picks, which I think we did pretty well, then we were setting ourselves up in a winning position.
One second. Stoic said, and maybe one of my mods can look into this, that Summer be free from the ban hammer. And I don't think Summer is banned, so if one of my mods could look into that, I don't know why Summer would have been banned, so please make sure that that person is unbanned.
I don't know. Summer can get kind of toxic sometimes, so.
Ha ha ha.
Can't confirm.
Oh, I have. So, yeah, hopefully one of my people can unban. I'm okay.
Guys, were you a little surprised that the Valera was that ineffective against you? I mean, obviously you guys had the wave clear advantage, but it seemed like the Valera was showing a lot on the map, which probably made it a little bit easier for you in the off lane and then in the 4-man. And you guys got quite a few kills on the Valera.
So
were you altering what you were doing because of the Valera?
I think we were unnaturally prepared for a Valera pick just because on PRD, who we've been scrimming recently, they have Kroven, who is a crazy Valera one trick, and he just dominates us every time we play it. And so we went into it, and we were like, all right, we know how to play against Kroven. If we do it here, we should be able to figure things out, call out where they are, just make sure we know where she is always, and reveal her as soon as you can.
She's not on the map, she's in the bush next to you.
Yeah, you guys played that really well. I mean, it really should have been a power pick for them, and it really was
It really wasn't, no.
a big donut.
Yeah, I was thinking, and even Chad had agreed, that the X factor for both teams was the Falstead and the Valera, and the Falstead definitely came through, and the Valera just, it was not successful.
Yeah, Lamortinace did a great job moving around with that Falstead.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Well, and Lamort was catching a lot of just naked roots and quite a few on the Valera, too.
He does that.
So.
It's not really fair.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's just Lamort. It has nothing to do with the Valera. That's just Lamort.
He played. He was healing. He was phenomenal. He was, when he saw her, he dropped a root, and then with that sleep, I mean, it gave you guys so much ample opportunity to secure the kill onto it. It was kind of getting out of hand. I was starting to feel bad for her.
Sleepy Roots is just OP right now. I will not be surprised if next patch it gets nerfed.
Yeah, that talent needs nerfed.
See, I think that's one of the best. I mean, if they moved the talent, I would agree. But it's one of the best talents that I think Malfurion has been given in a long time. Much like Encore for ETC, and a few other heroes that got a little tweak, right? I'm not strictly offended if you don't get caught by it. I mean, you do have a couple seconds or a second to get away from it. But if you do get caught, yeah, it's pretty much like trying to face a Mei with her lockdown. But really, really, really good. I mean, really excited for the first game, man. The second game, it really started out in your favor, and I super have to say great job on the both of you for stalling that second tribute at like level 8 for as long as you did, so that your other 3 could take the boss, come up, and you guys still took the tribute from them. 5 versus 2 you guys pulled off. That was incredible to watch.
Part of that was just on our heroes, with Samuro having like 15 get out of jail free cards and Mei being able to poke from a million miles away.
Yeah, unstopping that tongue felt really good.
Yeah, outside of tongue, it didn't feel like they had a whole lot of just your CC'd.
Mm-hmm. Because even with the roots, both of us can kind of activate our get out of jail free cards. So
that is true. Well, like I say, I'm not going to keep you guys long, so you can go and celebrate with your team. Panda, do you have any more questions for this team? I have one more, but I'll wait till you're done.
I always have questions for this team, especially Chad. I love asking Chad just random questions. I would say that one. I'm going to give the other team a shout out for letting you guys restart that though in the playoffs.
Yes.
For
That
real.
was
Oh, we made
very nice of them.
Ace and I were like, wait a minute.
It's not the first time they've done this either.
No, and I called it out in the draft that they were going to flip it since it was late and on the delay. And when it didn't happen, I was like, oh, maybe they've really thrown a new wrinkle into things. And then as soon as you get in the game, I just saw the rain comment, and it was like, nope, no new wrinkle.
So
Oopsie.
let me ask, like
still
you had 25 seconds to swap, and so what? You just decided you were waiting till the last possible moment for the swap?
No, we just forgot we were swapping. We're done.
We were talking about early game strategies and what we were going to do and how we were going to move forward. And we were talking about, if Gazlo's goes missing early, I'm going to run at him and see if I can't put eyes on the camp that he's on. And then while talking about it, we load in and Ace is like, Chad?
Yep.
We forgot. I'm still
Wow.
the same closeted Samurai 1 trick.
I can't wait to hear the private rain conversation after all this on that.
Again, though, I mean, you guys played extremely well. Do you know who your next opponent is yet coming up?
We should. Let me take a look at that.
Hey, CCS Wolf. Yes, the match is over. It was a domination on the side of Phoenix Rising Citrine. Two good games. The second game was Cursed Hollow. It started off really well, and then there was a disconnect, and 40 seconds lost a player to an internet outage. So I think both teams did what was right. Phoenix Rising Citrine just went in to end the match, and 40 seconds just went off and padded their stats by attacking other things. So
Yeah,
everything
our
good.
next opponent will be Death and Delay.
Ooh, and that's going to be, is that a finals or is it still like a
Semifinals.
semifinals? I wonder if I'll be able to
Yeah.
pick that one up. I'll have to look for it.
Oh, man, everyone else was upset. I'm glad we stopped that trend.
All right.
You guys have in your bracket, you have a really nice clear path to the championship.
You'd think so. All these teams are good, though.
Yeah, they all are good. We actually lost the series to Death and Delay, so
They are good.
back.
They
good,
are.
but,
I have cast them.
As a 1 seed, it's got to feel good to lose the 2 and the 3 seed on your side.
Doesn't hurt. Does not hurt.
All right. Well, I guess I will let you guys do your shout-outs if you so choose, and then Panda and I are going to close out the stream. For everybody in the audience, I was really hoping this was like a best of 3, because I was really hoping to raid I'm Sexy Axie, who's casting the second game tonight, which is Regen Divine versus Cool Cats and Kittens. However, that won't start for about 25 minutes, so I do hope, if you have the opportunity, that you will jump over to his stream. Just type Sexy Axie in the search, or go to the NGS webpage and link off of there. But yeah, on that note, Rain, go ahead and do your shoutouts, and I'll go to Chad.
My team's amazing. Shout out to them for sure. Shout out to my wife, who's the most supportive, caring, wonderful person. And shout out to you two for casting. Thanks so much.
More than welcome. And I was really surprised. Your wife was very active in chat tonight with some comments. So really appreciate it. I even gave her a shout out myself. And Asmo Chad, you?
Shout out to Velk's mom, Emily, and Summer. Summer's always supporting us.
That's awesome. All right, like I say, I wish you guys the best going forward. If I get the opportunity to pick up your next match, I will do that. If not, though, I will be there cheering you on. Congratulations on your 2-0 victory tonight. And again, I wish you guys the best going forward into your playoffs. Panda and I will close out the stream with some music, with some fire, and just enjoy ourselves. You guys take care. Great games. Okay, so let me bring some music up. All right, Panda. So we watched our match tonight. What, if any, do you have final thoughts on, or are you not here at the moment? Oh, I think Panda is AFK at the moment. So let me share my thoughts. A lot of playoffs going on this week. I am casting again tomorrow night. Let me give you 1 second, and I'll tell you exactly who. So yes, tomorrow night I'm going to be casting Brickhouse versus Hello Kitty Action Squad, one of my favorite team names in all of NGS. That's why I've cast them many times this season. So this is Division D East. And then I'm off Wednesday. And then Thursday, I bring you a treat of PRE Sports team rivals. Phoenix Rising Diamond will be playing Phoenix Rising Xanthite. That's going to be a slobber knocker to watch. So cannot wait. Alright, Panda, do you want to share any final thoughts on what we watched tonight?
I thought we saw a very great quality team roll through. I think BG 40 seconds to feed put up a fight, but Citrine is a really, really powerhouse of a team. So I expect them to keep chugging along in this tournament.
Perfect.
It was a treat to watch.
It was a great treat to watch and to cast, and I want to thank you for co-casting with me. I had a lot of fun with you, buddy.
Yeah, no, thank you very much for having me. I'd love to do it again sometime, and I think
well,
it was a lot of fun.
I'm stealing one of your teammates for my PRX versus PRD game Thursday. Delilah has agreed to cast with me so far, so I'm really looking forward to having her with me.
Oh, that'll be a lot of fun. Del has got a lot of good knowledge in the game.
Oh, for sure. And I know that she had reached out that she'd love to cast Wednesday, so I was like, hey, when I was hanging with your crew today, it's like, would you like to cast an in-house game? And all for it. Like, hey, you're signed up. I won't take a co-caster. So sorry, Drapes, it won't be you.
Thanks again for having me, Spar.
It was awesome to have you, actually. I'm just going to let some music play for a little bit, so if you want to duck out, you can. But I am going to track you down, because I do want to have a conversation with you. So yeah, I want to say thanks to everybody for tuning into the stream. Respect, love, much appreciate all of you. Thank you for the follows, as always. Can't wait to see you at my next stream. So, yeah, on behalf of Panda99 and myself, peace, take care, and I'll see you in the Nexus.